Today's matchup features two teams looking for a win. It's the Broncos coming in at 6-9, going up against the Raiders, who come in at 9-6. So for the call of this week's 17 matchup, let's send it out to our broadcast team. And they've got
Larry, we are at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, as you get a look at Sports Authority Field at Mile High. Today, it's a matchup in the AFC West between the Oakland Raiders and the Denver Broncos. And hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, we look at this Bronco team. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now things could really go south if they lose this game. So they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Raiders, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that 2nd win in a row.
So here comes the Raider offense now onto the field. And they'll be led out by the guy under center, Charles, their quarterback. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. To the left side and complete for Amari Cooper. And all the way down to the 12. A huge play there right off the bat. 63 yards. So Amari Cooper out of Northwestern High School in Miami making a nice play there.
And it's so funny that when I was going through the draft process when he came out of Alabama and was inquiring about him and his skills, they say it all began back in Miami. He really became a pro receiver at a young age because of his attention to detail and precision. But don't forget his athletic ability. That's what made that catch there.
And he did spend 1 year with Teddy Bridgewater as his quarterback there, so that helped back in high school.
Here we go.
DeAndre Washington, his first carry. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. Well, sometimes we talk running backs, sometimes we talk wide receivers. Walford, the tight end in this unit, very important.
Clive Walford, a terrific player. Knows how to work the inside portions of the field, but also can surprise you and get deep.
They'll run the option left. Yeah, this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. They lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
So the myth has been shattered. Every cornerback in the league is not just a cover corner. Some of them will stick their nose in there and make plays exactly as we just saw there. A big loss suffered by the offense after that nice tackle.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Clive Walford, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Raiders drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. Just how they wanted to start this one, in the end zone on their first possession.
And that just happened. How about that play right there? As you said, opening possession, setting the tone for everything. Now I'm going to look forward a little bit now because everyone should be celebrating his catch in the end zone. The tight end gets a little bit of love. But if you're a receiver on the team, you should be thinking to yourself, boy, oh boy, things are going to open up the rest of the game if they have to focus on him as well.
On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their 6'7" quarterback out of Memphis. It's Paxton Lynch.
And there's no getting around it. When you first look at Paxton Lynch, you see his height. You see 6'7". You can't get past it. But don't think that he's immobile. This guy has great footwork, quick feet, and moves around really well. And when you think you've got him hemmed in the pocket, he can escape in a big way and then beat you downfield with his arm.
Now a carry. It's C.J. Anderson. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28. He's brought down that time by a couple of Raiders. And I don't want to say that this offense starts and ends with Demaryius Thomas, but sometimes it starts and ends with Demaryius Thomas.
There's no reason you can't say it if it's the truth. He is the alpha and the omega of the receiving corps.
Second down following the run. On second down, Lynch. He's got time. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down. Quickly now, the starting 11 for the Oakland defense.
Sean Smith is absolutely the prototype of what they call the long corner. Tall, plenty of length in his arms, and the ability to bat away passes.
And the offense needs 7 out of this play on third down. A fake to Anderson. Now it's Lynch. Surveying the field. A dump off to Anderson. Anderson loses the football. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter.
And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Their big-bodied receiver with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. Well, that didn't take long. The turnover instantly almost turning into points.
And when that happens, a lot of teams have the mentality of let's strike right now. You got them off balance after the turnover or the takeaway. Let's go get it. And that's exactly what they did.
Janikowski on for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Short kick. It's taken to the 23. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it out past the 35. And now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Good word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Lynch looking to throw on second. And he will find his man for the first time, Demaryius Thomas. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
Well, after watching that throw and catch on that corner route, you just have to know they put some time in working on it after that.
Practice makes perfect. Worked out well there. They go play action here on first down. He's going to float this one deep, and he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Emmanuel Sanders, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos have cut it to within a score. Well, they went play action there and set it up nicely for him. I mean, he can flat fly, and they hit him downfield.
And it doesn't take much to create that extra bit of space that a guy of his speed needs. If you go play action, all you want is just a moment where the guy's covering, take their attention somewhere else, and then he's by them. And once he's by them, there's no catching him. As they always like to say, if a receiver's even to a defensive back, that means he's leaving.
Unless that DB is Charles Davis, right?
In that case, he left me a long time ago.
Come on now.
Trust me.
So the flag is for roughing the kicker, a big 15-yard penalty.
And I'm not sure that was the time to go all out after the kicker. Plenty of time left in this game.
And to no one's surprise here in Denver, that'll carry through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the defensive unit for the Broncos. They trot back out there. See if they can regroup a little bit. They gave up the touchdown last drive.
And you know, from our meetings with coaches all across the league, one of their pet peeves, when teams get down, a lot of these guys now, they want to treat it like it's a video game or something. Hit reset. Let's start over, coach. Now the first two series, they don't even matter now. Let's play again. That's not how it works. You're down. You gave up a touchdown. You can't do it again. You have to dig in, grit it out, and fight it out. Reset buttons.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Offense.
And following that penalty, the offense really backed up now on third down. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Brought in by Walford, right side. Give him 7 on the play, and that's going to make it fourth down.
Obviously, they didn't get everything they wanted on that completion, but they put themselves in a spot where you've got to at least think about going for it. I know where we are on the field, but...
And now on 4th and 1, it's a fake, and he will not even make it back to the line of scrimmage. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool this defense. So the Broncos coming out now. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent. But you've got to set it aside right now and just focus on this series. That'll take care of the scoreboard if they punch it into the end zone.
False start. Offense.
1st and 15 here behind the chains. Thomas, the lone receiver, left. From the gun, it's Lynch. Left side here to Sanders. Going to be a pickup of 13 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I didn't get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
They'll come out in the pistol. Again, we'll see the pistol here. On 2nd down, here's Lynch. That's caught. It's Thomas. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. On 3rd and 1, it's Lynch. That's complete right around the 8. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. C.J. Anderson, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying the football game. Well, it was 3rd and 1. I was expecting runs so much for that. They pass it, they score it.
That had the feel of the head coach telling the offensive coordinator, you've got 4 downs here. We're going to go for it on 4th down unless there's a disaster on 3rd. Go ahead and take a shot if you want to. And he gratefully accepted the opportunity and did exactly that. If they didn't get it there, they had to feel they would come back and try it on 4th down.
The Raider offense now making their way toward the huddle. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points. So they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down, it caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down.
Hurry up, here we go.
He'll drop to throw. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side, but for lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm.
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage. And the Broncos go to a nickel set on 3rd down.
Yeah, they've got an extra DB out there. They're going to look to throw. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. It'll be a gain of 4, and it'll be 4th down.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot, because we saw the catch there, right? He made it. He was a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put in.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there. You might have a smaller back. The Raiders defense getting ready. They have to recover a little bit. Last time they couldn't stop the run. They really couldn't stop the pass either.
And it wasn't just physically. It's mentally, because the offense appears to be a step ahead of them. No matter what they call, it's working. They've got to get something figured out. And
Emmanuel Sanders. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Emmanuel Sanders with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Broncos have taken the lead. That's a heck of a start to this one for him here in the 1st quarter.
2 receiving touchdowns, just getting the game underway, essentially. I mean, there's a long way to go. If I'm on defense, I've got to figure out how to slow this guy down, because when one guy shreds your team, that's demoralizing. Make him spread it around at least. But right now, he's showing no signs of slowing down.
Now McManus to tack on the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And as we see so frequently here in Colorado, that one over the end line, so it'll come out to the 25. Here comes the defensive unit now for the Broncos as they get set here. They were able to force that 3 and out. That led to a touchdown. Defenses obviously love 3 and outs. They want more of that.
They created a very short and not too sweet stint for the offense by getting them off the field that fast. They set up their own offense, gave them a little spark, and they took it downfield and scored.
Now the question, can they do it again? Let's see. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Wide open receiver, complete. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. Well, we saw the practice film this week. They wanted to focus on these intermediate passing plays, and it paid off there.
And they took that focus not just to the practice field, but in the film room to show the guys exactly what they wanted, what types of looks they should expect to get, and how.
And now the rookie's free. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Their dangerous wide receiver with his 14th touchdown of the year, 2nd of the game. And the Raiders, they're within an extra point of tying this thing up.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air, because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This will be fielded at the 8. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. Maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one play drive is exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was fairly easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is now with his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play, but what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
1 quarter in the books. It's a tight game here early. Charles and I back to Denver after this.
The NFL on EA Sports is brought to you by Head & Shoulders. Shoulders were made for greatness, not dandruff.
Back alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Bronco football to begin quarter number 2. They've got a 2nd down and 8 to start things out. They run it again with Anderson. He'll get 3 up to midfield. Alden Smith there on the tackle.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. 1st level defensive line, 2nd level linebackers, 3rd level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a 1st level run, and it was stopped by a 2nd level player.
From midfield now, here's Lynch. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
Partner, how many times have you heard it? Pressure creates diamonds, right? But it also bursts pipes. And on that one, that's what they got. They got after him, and he was fortunate just to get rid of it.
Yeah, he just had to chuck it away. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. And good hustle here as this is going to be blown dead right at the 9-yard line. Offense now, they trot back out, and that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see it. He rifles one that's intercepted. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown.
Well, partner, I do know this. If you're a defensive back, you have more chances to make a team now than ever because people are using 5 defensive backs, 6 defensive back packages. Not exclusively, but way more than before. That was a nickel package there, and what a pickoff.
Why is that? Why are they using that more?
Because more people are throwing the ball on earlier downs than ever before. This has become a passing league, and because of that, more defensive backs on the field on most plays.
And it's good. That makes it a 28-21 game. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And he'll take this across the 25. A couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Now here's the signal caller getting ready to lead this offense again. You know, normally he's probably pretty happy with his performance at this point. He's played pretty well. bottom line, they're down on the scoreboard, so I'm guessing he's not that happy.
No, the fantasy owners who have him for this week, oh, they're happy with what's going on. But for him leading a team, trying to win a ball game, I agree with you. Not happy at all. Trying to figure out how to up his game and inspire his teammates to do the same.
That's a true leader. A good first down call as the screenplay gets him 9. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make someone miss in the open field. Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
And he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. Washington on 3rd and short, and he's going to have the first down at about the 38. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
Everyone understood their role on that play. 3rd and 1, you know the defensive guys, they're trying to get down and get low and get leverage on the offensive lineman, but they didn't allow that to happen. They created a crease and allowed him to get through for a first down.
Now back to throw. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And they got 29 yards there. And that'll be good for an Oakland first down. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
Back to throw now on first down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Plays like this when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, the teammate is able to come up with the ball.
The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. Let's see, the defense might bring some added pressure as the offense is dealing with a 3rd and long.
All right, here we go.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And that's complete to Walford. That one good for 10 yards. And they're able to pick up the conversion here on 4th down.
Well, the field goal attempt was well in hand. They had that, but they decided to go for it anyway. Extreme confidence, it looks like.
Yeah, but I bet the defense is going to remember this one, right? They kind of rubbed their nose in it. On first, here's Washington. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Their big-bodied receiver on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Raiders, they're within an extra point of tying this thing up. So not only is that his 3rd touchdown catch of the game, he's done it here in the first half.
I'm not sure defensively what they're going to come up with to slow him down, because already we're seeing him run past, over, through guys in order to make these catches. And being able to try and shut him down at this stage of the game, it's going to take a lot of effort. So maybe it'll open things up for some other people.
Well, they better figure something out, and soon. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This is taken at his 4. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
Illegal block in the back. Return team.
And he is going to lose yardage here. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
Well, on that play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat.
All right, here we go.
Lynch looking to throw on second. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's third. It looked like he might have had a window there, but the rhythm was just a little bit off.
Certainly was, because everything that has to come together to get a pass completed. Yeah, you're right. The sync just wasn't there.
To throw is Lynch. He'll let this thing go for Sanders. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line.
This is such a good read defensively. They know that this offense is going to try to get the ball to their playmaker in space. So what do? They crowd him and send bodies at him. And this one winds up being intercepted.
And now here come the Raiders. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
On second down, Washington call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation. So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Caught left side to Crabtree. And he'll go down at the 28.
Holding. Offense.
And that right there will set him back a bit on the offensive holding penalty.
And you know who you want to pressure after a penalty like that? The guy who just committed the foul. You want to see if he's going to keep his head down, if he's going to get his head right back into the game. I'd send a blitz at him right away and see if he holds up.
He'll look to throw. This one caught left side by Cooper. No gain on the play, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Well, the stats that matter on this play don't help a team very much unless, of course, you're playing defense.
If you're getting points per reception, you got a reception, but no yardage. Great job by the defense, though. They read through that one.
They read through it, gave up no yardage, and people got credit for tackles. Pretty good deal.
And he dropped it. Now it was tipped. Altered the ball a little bit, but he dropped it. And now 4th down.
I know the initial focus was on how far that pass was downfield, but how about the coverage on the play? Able to stay with him, get his hands where the receiver's hands were going to try and catch the ball, tips it up in the air, and knocks it away.
And now they're going to go for it. This isn't 4th and inches. This is 4th and 14. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's going to try and go deep again. And this is going to be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And coming out now, the Broncos. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
So 2 minutes to go in a wild first half. Back to Denver right after this. A reminder that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll check in with Larry Ridley in Orlando with highlights and analysis of this first half of play.
And I'm going to check in with a heater.
I'm going to be right there with you, partner. On second down, Lynch. Green's got it over the middle. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed.
Looking for Sanders, and it's intercepted. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. So a pick six there out of the nickel package. They went with 5 DBs.
Almost becoming the base package in the NFL is the nickel. Hard to throw against. That was demonstrated one more time. A pick six going the other way.
Janikowski now for the point after. It's up and good, and they've jumped back ahead, 35-28. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken at his 4. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. The quarterback, Paxton Lynch, he's the focus of our players' spotlight. And, Charles, we look at the performance so far. 3 touchdown passes. Been pretty good, but they're losing.
You start with the positive, exactly as you stated. The 3 touchdown passes is already thrown. You see them here getting it done. But the rest of the team, as well as himself, they've got to figure out what it's going to take to try and rally themselves back into the lead.
Absolutely. They've got to find a way to turn it around. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. After the interception, here's Lynch. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Virgil Green is tied in, the intended receiver. And now it's second down.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. And at a 42-yard line here and brought down there. It'll be a gain of 9, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1. On 3rd and 1, it's Lynch. And Fowler's got it. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. And they're going to speed things up here.
Let's go!
They'll throw on first down with Lynch. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. So the incomplete pass brings up second down.
Let's go!
Second and 10 now. It's Lynch toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. First down and 10 now for the offensive group.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Just Here's Lynch. And it is incomplete here. C.J. Anderson, the intended target, and it's 3rd and short.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
Now Lynch. Got him in. He finds Sanders. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Thomas, the lone receiver, left.
Let's go! Green 39! Green 39!
On 1st and 10, it's Lynch. And it's caught over the middle by the tight end, Green. They'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Virgil Green, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying the football game. But a little time left on the clock, so on the other side, they're thinking, gosh, we'd like to get that lead right back.
Yeah, thanks for pointing that out. Here I am going ahead and tapping out the first half. There's still time. They've got to make a decision about what they want to do on the kickoff, where they want to let their return guy touch it.
This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Here's Wolford over the middle. A gain of 6 there on 1st. 2nd down and 4. And quickly they get to the line. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Looking deep in the direction of Cooper. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So incomplete on 2nd down. Now they'll look to convert here on 3rd.
Here we go!
He'll look to throw. He's going to let it go again. That's caught inside the 20. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
So they grabbed the lead just before half with a clock reading 0-0-0.
How about snatching things right at the end and grabbing a little bit of control? What a great way to go into the locker room. It's similar to a boxer flurrying in the last 30 seconds of a round and stealing the round. Great job.
Janikowski on for the extra point. And they will take a 7-point lead now. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we send you on to Orlando, we hook back up with Larry Ridley. He's got our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Thanks, Brandon. I'm Larry Ridley, and welcome to our EA Halftime Report. Both the Broncos and the Raiders haven't had issues finding a way to get into the end zone. Coming out of halftime, you can bet both defenses will look to step up their game and come up with some stops. So here we go. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. 3rd down from inside the 20. Pass will be completed out of the gun. And this 4-play drive goes for a touchdown. That takes the lead up to 7. Offense on the field now after the turnover. They'll look to the end zone here. He gone. That puts them on top by 14. They have it at the 44-yard line. Lynch's deep pass will be completed, and he'll go in for the touchdown. Trailing now by just a touchdown. Moving now to late in the first. Sanders has got the reception, and he'll take this all the way for the touchdown. That puts them up by a touchdown. 1st and 10. The pass will be completed to the sideline. And this long run goes for a touchdown. Raiders tied up at 21. Raiders with the ball early in the second. The hurry throw would be picked off. Broncos take it back all the way for the score. The Broncos by 7. Now 1st and 10. Here's the throw is hurried and picked off. Raiders within, turn it around for the touchdown. The Raiders up by a touchdown. Broncos with the ball, waiting seconds of the half. The pass is completed into tight coverage, and this goes 28 yards for the score. Continuing a wild first half. Raiders take over late in the second. The catch is made after the quick pass, and after the long pass, he'll score.
Thank you, LR. Appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken very short. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works.
All right, now look at 57.
Again, Anderson. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down?
Tough day. Tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Lynch now throwing on third. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he gets this one across midfield for the first down to the 46. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football.
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him. That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down.
Khalil Mack's starting to get a really big-time reputation as a pass rusher, and rightly so. So explosive off the edge, getting to the quarterback. But he doesn't neglect his run duties as well. How about that tackle right there? Such a package he has, able to play the run and the pass so well.
5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. Fresh set of downs here. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. Second down. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. Second down and 10.
He's got to be kicking himself right there. His team's already picked off 2 passes. That would have been the 3rd in the game. And boy, they've really played well attacking the football.
Sanders has it over the middle. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives it a first and goal. Now this will be the 9th play on this drive. Charles on the slant. You always need good ball placement. They got it there.
Brandon, the quarterback, put it in the exact perfect spot, right to the upfield shoulder of the receiver. And this
is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Demaryius Thomas, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying the football game. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You've got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
Here we go.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he comes back with one complete. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. And with this guy, I don't know that you're surprised when he has back-to-back games like this. He just keeps excelling.
What I like about him is that every year, he doesn't settle for being one of the best in the game. He tries to make himself better. Almost like those great basketball players. I remember hearing about Kobe Bryant wanting to add something to his game every offseason. Magic Johnson, what do I need to work on to get better? Michael Jordan had that fadeaway before his career was over. Those are the best. Even though they're at the top of their game, they find ways to get better.
And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from hard. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he sensed being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch to help you out that way. I mean, the whole team has picked it up. And don't forget, that means the offensive line has had to pass protect pretty well, too.
Everyone dialed in. They'll set up to throw. This one caught left side by Cooper. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Seventh play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3.
Here we go.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Rivera's got it. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22.
And fit's the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run.
And now the offense operates in the red zone.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
It's been a struggle this entire game trying to move the ball on the ground. But every now and then you find a little chink in the armor, and that type of run right there lets them know that they can't stop every single run for almost no gain.
His pass caught at the 4. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Michael Rivera, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders have moved out in front. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. On as the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. Short kick. It's taken to the 23. Now a hit and a loose football. And I think he was able to get back on it. He was. So they will get the ball after all, but that could have been a disaster. And Denver getting set to take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what their present it and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
On second down, Anderson. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now. So this is the second consecutive week, as you look at the numbers, that he just doesn't seem to have the same pop as we normally see him with.
Is there an injury we don't know about?
That's what I'm wondering.
Because that's a legitimate question right now. We're used to speed, power, all coming together. And what I've always loved about him is his vision. You know, last week he didn't have that as well. Always thought he was picking the wrong hole to try and run through. And his blockers, they seem to be getting him to the right place, but he picked the wrong spot. We're seeing some of that again this week. Can they snap it together? Can they get back in sync? Because normally we see them go together very, very well.
It's a gain of 3 on what will be the final play. Welcome back now to Denver. It's the Broncos trailing, but they do have possession of the football as we begin quarter number 4. Lynch looking to throw on second. Over the middle this time to Fowler. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. And the offense lining up 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Lynch. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete. Demaryius Thomas, the intended receiver, and it's 2nd down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. Here's Lynch. And he's got it. Complete to Fowler. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. On 2nd down, Lynch. Incomplete into the hands of Fowler. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. It's a gain of 5. And they're going to have a 3rd down. 7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up 1st and goal. So the offense has it 1st and 10. They'll throw on 1st down with Lynch. That's complete right around the 8. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on 1st down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for them.
So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down. Now from back at the 5. This is 3rd and goal.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game, but what a nice play by the defense. Stepping up on that one. Maybe they'll get things going in their direction after a play like that.
He's got time in the pocket, and he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. Here we go, Lynch on 4th down. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Jordan Norwood, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying the football game.
4th and goal, and they found a way to throw it in the end zone for a touchdown.
And these defenses, they just like 3 downs, get off the field. But here they had to go 4, couldn't get it done.
A lot of the time, you're looking up and saying, okay, if I hold them for 3, at worst, I give up a field goal attempt. When they go for it, sometimes it really affects the defense because maybe they're not mentally prepared to go that 4th down.
Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. Fairly short kick, taking it to 14 here. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Raiders offense now making their way back out onto the field. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
Let's see if they dial it up this drive. So the run moves the chains, and here we go on 1st down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Here we go, Nick.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He gets this one to Michael Crabtree. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Well, he flew past 200, 300, 400 yards. Now he's over 450 yards passing on the day.
So what you're saying is oxygen for everyone catching the ball and trying to defend?
Yeah, especially those guys trying to defend right now.
No doubt. They've got to be a confused group because they haven't been able to defend them very well at all. And I think he just wants to keep firing. When you have that kind of a day, you're just locked in. Just keep calling those pass plays. This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue. And now inside the red zone, the offense will operate.
It's funny when I go back to our pregame meeting with Amari Cooper, and we mentioned, what they play man coverage against you. He almost seemed offended by it, didn't he?
I'll beat it. That's basically what it said, right? And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Sylvester Williams in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2.
Let's go.
They'll look to throw here. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Just looking at it from a defensive perspective, when you break the huddle in the red zone, tight end is one of the guys you've got a key on because quarterbacks want the ball in their hands fast in this position, and they want to get it to someone. And in this case, he had the play. They just didn't complete it.
Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down. They're going to look to throw. Finding time. And that is incomplete. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And the Broncos will take over on downs. Here's Emmanuel Sanders now as he and the rest of the offense march back onto the field. And the stats on his game, they really tell the story. A strong start. I don't know that the defense has really changed a whole lot as opposed to maybe just sticking to that game plan and shutting him down now.
I like where you're going with that because normally we talk about adjustments and drastic changes in a game plan in order to shut someone down. But in this case, maybe they're just sticking with what they worked on all week, and they're just making better plays. And so far, they've got to like what they've been doing in the second half.
He's got time, and his throw's going to be incomplete. He was trying to get it to Benny Fowler that time. Third down here. Good job by the O-line. Quarterback had time to go through his checks. That's one you need to take advantage of.
A perfect situation, and they're unable to take advantage of it. When you have that much time to scan the field, you have to find an open receiver.
Throwing, Lynch. He goes underneath for Anderson. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18.
A short game that doesn't get them the first down brings up a fourth down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. And here's a very low line drive. Almost whiffed on it. It's fielded at the 45. Well, pretty woeful there. Just 23 yards on the punt. And the Raiders will take possession. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a fourth down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going up offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. If anything, they may have gained more confidence. Okay, they stopped us once. That's all right. Let's keep moving it. Make them do it again.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. A right side catch by Crabtree. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
All right, here we go. 319! 319!
Back to throw now on first down. It'll hit the slant route. That's caught by Cooper. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. And these numbers on our monitor are getting hard to believe. He's closing in now right on the doorstep of 500 yards passing.
I'm glad that you watched the monitor and said it first because I had trouble absorbing that. That's big time right there, right? That means everything just about has gone right for them and his squad in this game. Let's see if they can keep it up.
They'll set up to throw. Crabtree with it over the middle. So just about a minute to go here, tie ball game.
As fans, we love free football. But the guys in the field don't. They're going to attack and go for the win right now.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Down to second down and just 1. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They come out here in the eye. And they'll try and burn. And now the Broncos will burn another timeout here. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. Now here's a sneak. Maybe looking to run a little time. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. That'll be their third and final stoppage here as we step aside. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. This is Washington, and he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8, and they're going to hurry back to the line now. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch, dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course. You got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
On first and goal, Washington. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Yeah, let me pump out my chest a little bit, even though I'm not rooting for either team. That was a really nice defensive play. It's awfully fun to watch, even in an offensive game.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And we're back. The offense had a chance to talk things over. We'll see what they come up with here on this next play. So now this thing's coming down to the big left leg of Sebastian Janikowski. And yes, Janikowski got it. Sebastian Janikowski does it again. And it's pandemonium in the black hole as the silver and black have won it. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Raiders, the win means they'll finish in double digits at 10-6. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, it'll be a 10-loss season as they wrap up 6-10. And they'll get the extra week to think about this one as they return to action in 2 weeks' time. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com.